Hello, this is JustWannaFly, and welcome back to another episode of my Forestry. Let's get going today. Now, to start things off, I was thinking we would need to do a little work. What? What's going on? Oh boy! Gotcha. Yeah, that was totally planned. The reason this has happened is I realized I was a bit of a bonehead. And of course, this happens right as it's becoming night. Yay! But the way I was a little bit of a bonehead is that I realized I set up my house in a little savanna biome. So that's great and all, except for one thing. A savanna biome is considered a hot biome, where the bees won't grow quite in the same way. Now, if you give me 1 second, I need to take my horse that I found while out adventuring, and I need to get to what we are now going to be calling home from here on out. You can't jump up from a path block onto a grass block apparently with a horse. You can't just walk that. So, we're not going far, but we are moving, or rather, I have moved my base a little bit. If you look, there's a path where the long grass has been broken just to guide over here. It's only a short ways, but I wanted to find a place where the climate was a little more temperate, and I really lucked out because I found a place where there's not only some nice temperate climate, but there's also a savanna and an extreme hills biome right next to right next to each other. Oh, there's monsters. Well, I'll talk you through this in a bit after I continue with this. But as you can see, I have been out adventuring, and skeleton horsemen did spawn nearby, so I made sure I brought them and trapped them in this nice, hideous little house. You will see what I mean by that in just a second when I can sleep and when morning comes. Hey, anyway, back to what I was saying. I found a place where there's 3 biomes in very short distance that are both hot, cold, and normal or average temperatures. So that is nice because that allows us to grow bees of different types. Because the issue with the savanna was that very few bees... shoot! I hate fixing creeper holes. But very few bees can grow in the savanna, or can live in the savanna biome, as it is too hot for the majority of them. All we can grow in a savanna are modest bees, which modest bees are nice, but they're not what we're ultimately after. We're after all kinds of bees. So, yeah, I moved. Anyway, that's fun. Let's see. Is that better? Don't want you, and we'll break you too. Nah, put you back. Oh, that's ugly. There. So, I've come over here. Hey! Hang on a second. I have an intruder to take care of. I have been over here setting up a little bit of a shop. As you can see, yes, this house, absolutely terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking, hey, maybe we'll try to do something a little different. I liked how the acacia was. Yeah, that might still stay. I don't know about stone bricks, but this whole log idea at the top... Oh, there's an enderman. Sorry. But this whole logs at the top, I'm really not liking, and the shape in general is, well, to be honest, pretty terrible. Let's just clear out the pests that are nearby. There we go. Oh, another one. No. Yeah. No! Darn it. Well, this hole can wait. At least he cleared grass for me. But if you look here, there's one apiary over here, and this is where I've got some modest bees going, because if I open up the area, you can see we are in a savanna biome up over here. However, if I move 2 blocks, I'm in the plains. Savanna, plains. Very convenient because over here I have the main chunk of the bee breeding stuff that I was working at expanding, and I realized, oh my goodness, bees produce lots of flowers. Like crazy amounts of flowers. I'll explain this in just a second. Where the extreme hills biome is just right across this river. So if I come over here, there's a little land bridge. I'm in the river biome all at once, and then there's ice, and boom, I'm in extreme hills. So if I ever want to do breeding of the wintry bees, which I had one of my apiaries over here for a little bit, but I very quickly moved it back just because I have other bees happening. I can just come right over here and yeah, we can breed cold bees, normal or general purpose bees, or like not hot, not cold bees. And right over then beyond here is hot bees. So it just seemed like a perfect place to be setting up a beekeeping area because there's this nice big plateau right across from here that I probably am going to be moving onto and building a more permanent base or something in, because first off, garbage, utterly garbage. I will likely either TNT that one like I just did to the first little house, or maybe we'll have some fun with lava, or it might just get ripped down in a normal way too. But there is also this big plateau. Well, okay, it's not that big, but it's a nice plateau. And it comes, and there's this little river that runs around the whole thing. And yeah, it's just nice, because the river, literally, it goes from there around. There's the little land bridge that we walked across right where? I think it's just behind this tree. Yeah, just behind that tree. All the way over here until we run this direction. And we get, yeah, the river just continues it all the way off into an ocean. And it's just such a cute little island. I wanted to be here and have something to do with it. Also, there's spruce trees, oak trees, birch trees, acacia trees. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. I've heard people say acacia. I've heard people say it. I've always thought it was acacia, but I could be wrong. I probably am. It would not be the first time. But I just wanted to move here for the reasons I said with bees, and it's just in general a good location. I know I had one person mention to me, a friend of mine, that it could be cool to build some sort of a big old bridge across this river and have some sort of a base that spans that. That could be fun, but I'm not really sure what is going to end up happening as far as that goes. But for now, I am moved. Okay guys, here we are inside the new little hut, and I was just going to go over quickly what has changed here. This isn't quite the same setup. As you can see, we've still got the clockwork engines, which, they do give power, and we have our centrifuge to turn honeycombs into any products from it, whether that be honey drops, beeswax, cocoa beans, propolis, snowballs. There's all kinds of stuff bees can give us through their honeycombs, or their different combs, honeycombs, frozen combs, etc. We have our carpenter over here. We have a peat-fired engine, which is a lower tier engine than the biogas engine, but a nice step up from the clockwork engines, because all we need to do is take some of this peat, put it in the fuel slot, turn the engine on, and we get power. So that's going to be one of the two things we're doing in this episode, is creating a renewable source of peat, which is made from bog earth, and then we have our squeezer set up over here. So right now, it's not anything too fancy. If I want to change where the power goes in the engine, I just go and I turn it, boom, boom. Yeah, it's all it takes to swap where we have power going. I've just got them pointed at the centrifuge for the most part, because that's what I've been using. As you can see, I've been processing some combs from bees, and I know I said I was going to explain a little bit of what was all going on over there with the bees, but unfortunately, the first clip where I did that, my microphone freaked out and I had some nasty feedback coming and all kinds of issues. So this is now after I've already redone over there. So you'll get the explanation of what's going on over there as I rebuild that later in the episode. And I do apologize for any sniffles or scratchiness in my throat that may have made it into this video. I'm getting over a cold right now. Thankfully, I'm doing a lot better than I was a couple days ago, but they might sneak in, and I apologize for that ahead of time. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little update there. Also, if you're wondering where my horses went, don't worry, they're still around. I've got them just out here. So we still can move around very nicely. It's just a matter of I have them outside in the fence because it was really annoying trying to enter my chests and having horses walk in the way and continually running into the horse. So I'll need to get out of here and then I'll catch up with you guys later. See ya. Okay guys, so the first step in our fuel production that we're going to be doing is to get a steady source of mulch, which is used in making the bog earth, because this way we can make a ton of bog earth, or mulch will be used for making bog earth so we can have our short-term fuel, but mulch long-term can also be used for making biomass, which will be our more permanent source of fuel in the future. So we need mulch. The way you make mulch is with this little machine known as the moistener. If you open this up, fill a tank with water, add wheat, have it dark, and have a seed or something over here so it can make mycelium or whatever else that comes out of here, we get mulch. By having the wheat go into decaying wheat, into moldy wheat, into mulch. So it takes no power or nothing, it just needs a little dark area to do its magic. That being said, let's create a dark area to do magic. I was thinking right in this hill. So if I come here, just chop out a little corner of the hill here, and we can set up a simple little automatic system for this to have. Basically, I just need access to put in the wheat and seeds. It can have automatic water quite simply. If I take that there, put the, oh shoot, not there, put you there, grab that, put you there, boom, and we have water. Now if I take a pump, add that, redstone engine, where'd it go? There it is. Put you there with no, I want to move you because symmetry and things. Yeah. Redstone engine goes there, so it gets power, and we'll have that there. Sure, we'll just remove this whole little bit. Then a lever here. Follow that up with chunk, chunk, and moistener. Now, if we come and flick that lever on, the pump will slowly, because a redstone engine puts out very little power, but the pump will slowly start pumping water and eventually fill up this tank. But that's still not quite done. So we need to, whoops, not there. Oh, those are maple slabs. I don't know if I like the look of maple. Well, let's start by just building a little frame around this. So, nice little trick about Minecraft is if you take half slabs, put it there and there, it actually blocks the light. Not dark enough. What? Where's light getting in? Okay, so now it's got a recipe, but it's not dark enough. Let me see here. If I chop there, do forestry slabs not block light? That would be highly irregular. Luckily, I've got these here just to test out. So we put that there. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yeah. Oh, apparently the forestry slabs don't block the light. But if you look here now, we can see that we are making moldy wheat. So wheat goes through here, over time becomes moldy wheat. Moldy wheat goes through here, becomes decaying wheat goes through here, becomes mulch. Yay! And occasionally, as you see, there's a little, every time this goes, this arrow goes up a tiny bit, and this will produce mycelium. So if I look up moldy wheat, as you see, I can take stone bricks and make mossy stone. I can take spruce leaves and make podzol, cobblestone and make moss stone, seeds to make mycelium. Right now, I've got a ton of seeds, so I'm just going to put them in here because wheat farms make loads of seeds. I'll put about a stack of seeds in, and this will run a long time. Because otherwise, if you look, this is just about to go, and once we run out of the seeds, we're not going to have, or this machine will stop functioning, which is not good. So ultimately that would work. I'll just need to eventually decorate this up, maybe. I don't know, I kind of like that. We'll see. But for now, as you can see, just the water is filling up from the pump slowly, and that's all it takes to have a production of mulch. Add seeds, add wheat, done. Phase 1, we're good to go. On to phase 2. Phase 2, guys. So here in this carpenter, I've put the recipe for bog dirt. Well, it says there's no recipe because I need to add water. But if you watch this, we have mulch. We have all the supplies in here, this in here, and if you look, I've made 2 batches. It Instamade it because, is there power stored in there? Yeah, it's got 6,000 RF stored right now. So, which is just over excess energy from last crafting it made. So if we do this and come in here, oops, that's embarrassing. Anyway, but if we come in here and put in our water, and boom, just like that, we get 24, and this will be 32. There we have half a stack of bog earth. I'll probably craft up a full stack of this stuff, and then we get to place this, and I'll show you how we can transform bog earth into peat, and then we have energy without the clockwork engines, thankfully. So I'll get back to you guys once I have that done. Okay guys, here we are in a little cave thingy that I just expanded a little bit. It's right next to the ugly hut and the moistener, but it just was such a cute little cave that I figured, you know what, let's use this for bog earth. It said, make bog earth, use me. So that's what we're doing. But this bog earth is really simple. You want to know how I do this, or how we make peat? Like that. No, yeah, I know. That's not peat. Give it time. Literally, that's all we do. We place bog earth down, and it has to be by water. I think it's 4 blocks, I want to say. Kind of like cropland, where it has to be within 4 blocks of water, or else it doesn't work. I don't recall, to be honest. For now, I'm just putting this down, and let's see here. Apparently, I have more things here. So we'll just go here, expand this out a little bit, and this will be our bog earth farming station that we can use to make peat. Yay! And that's that. So this is, guys, ultimately our fuel farm. I'll just have to show you, or come back when this is done transforming, and that's pretty much all we need to do. There we go. Can't have a hole. So there we go, guys. We've got our peat farm. That's objective 1. Between the moistener and the peat farm, we have fuel. Yay! On to redoing the bees. Okay guys, before we started the wheat, I figured I'd give you a quick update to see a little bit more of the process where, yeah, as you can see, this moistener just continues to have the moldy wheat go through a bit slowly but steadily into decaying wheat, and yes, it does the entire stack first. So by putting in as much as we did, yeah, it means it's going to be a long time before we get any mulch, but ultimately I do have the little bit over there, and we're not going to need a lot right now, being as, or we have time at the moment, because I had enough to make my bog earth, and ultimately every 1 bog or mulch will make 8 bog earths. So yeah, it's not that speed's needed at the moment. Later on, I don't know if this will be fast enough when we get into biofuel production. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, this is more than enough. And look, mycelium! So we don't need to go hunt for a mushroom biome if we ever want to use that block. I'm not sure that I see the need to at the moment, but it's always nice to have options. So, to the bees again. Okay guys, here we are back over by these apiaries where the honey production is, or was. As you can see, I have currently ripped down the automatic production, so you can see what happens when the apiary ends. Yeah, the princess and drones are here and they're not automatically being inserted, yada yada yada. Long story short, I turned it off and tore it up, sort of. And you can see we have a hole because I've decided that I want to keep it right here for now. I'm going to expand it out a little bit, so yeah, shoot. Those were not the ones I wanted to have that happen with. But, oops. Oh well. No, I don't want to mix those with that right now. Give me 1 second, guys. We're going to lock that. Go to the last page of my Apiaris backpack, which, by the way, these backpacks are a wonderful feature in what is this? Forestry. Yes, Forestry. These backpacks are absolutely amazing because they allow you to come here and pick up things automatically or resupply. So I've got here the digging backpack, right? So let's say this cobblestone's just on the ground. When I pick it up, it's not in my inventory. Where is it? Well, if I open the digging backpack, what? Oh, it is in my inventory. That's funny. Let's do it this way. As you see, I've got the digging backpack full of stuff. So if I pick up dirt, it's going to let me grab my 1 stack here in my thing, or in my hotbar, and after that, it's going to put all the rest of the dirt in this backpack. But it can do more than just that, because as you saw, I can make, if I hold shift and right click, I can change the arrows. I believe this is a way so it sucks up all the dirt and none goes in your inventory, but I'm not sure what the up arrow is. The down arrow is really cool though, because if I hit this, boom, that's right, it's at a stack. And then if I place one, it just replaces it there. And I pick it up, and it doesn't go back here. It's a really nice little feature here. So if you ever see things coming back in my inventory and it looks like I might be cheating, that's what's actually going on. It's just the backpacks at work. No cheats, just packs. So, what was I doing? Oh yes, we're trying to make room here. So if I come here, apparently there wasn't enough room for that. Where is my chest? Let's see. Can I get the chest? Yes. So, for now, we're putting the chest. Oh, this is a pain to move. There. Pick these up, and boom, boom. By the way, I went on a bee run. That's where all these came. I wanted more pristine princesses that we can turn into whatever we want. So if we come here, let's just start going like this. We're just going to throw these all on the ground for the moment. Yeah, most of these are probably garbage anyway, but right now I don't want to throw them away. We're going to lock you, and then just come and put them all in. Yeah. Okay, now we can get back to creating this. So if I grab my apiaries, I'm going to make another 2. This will be 6 wide. Oh, I don't have wooden pipes. Well, I'll grab those later. But the way that this gets piped is I first need my clay insertion. You know what? I need those too. Well, let's grab the pipes. They're not far. But basically, we have a tileable design that lets us come and create or insert the pieces. Yeah, it lets us extract the honey and bees and keep inserting in there, and we will have free honey. Well, not free honey, but yeah, ultimately I suppose it is. It is free honey. So the first thing we're going to do is put a cobblestone pipe going here into our output chest, because yes, outputs are nice. Then if I get my clay insertion pipes, what these pipes do is they first try to insert into whatever inventory is nearby, and if they cannot, then they reroute the other direction. But now there's a problem here. These pipes are combining and connecting, so when it comes here, it would go, say something comes out here and goes into this pipe, because we put that there. The honey comes out of here, tries to get put in, nope, goes, tries to get put in, nope, tries to get put in, and that's not a problem. But when it happens in this second one, if it goes back the first direction, when it tries to go in here, and then it goes here and can't get put in, it pops out into the world and despawns. We don't want that. So, luckily, there's this little thing called a pipe plug. So if I just come here and plug the halves over here, then these pieces don't connect before we want them to. And I can take iron pipes, which route items in a specific direction, and if we connect these here, and then take our wrench, and we can specify which way they go. So now what's going to happen is every time that items come out of one of these, let's say it's this one, the bees come out, or the honeycomb comes out, it tries to get put in, it can't, because you can't put honeycomb into an apiary, so it comes back down and then it goes this direction, and it's never going to go to try to be put in and pipe it can't and be popped out. It's always going to go down this way and follow up into the chest. That's the way this setup works. It is that simple. So if I just come here, alternate between pipe plugs and pipes, and I think, is that 4? That's the first 4. So now if we grab our last 2 wooden pipes, let's grab the cobblestone. Oh, and I'm running out of space. Yeah. Shoot, give me those. My pipes. Yes, I know, I'm greedy, I don't share. But that's too bad. They're mine, not yours. Or not. Yeah, they're mine. That's the ultimate point of it. So, whoops. Don't look now. Ah! They're not gonna match. Oh well, don't really care. So we take that there. Iron pipe, can I reach? Yes and yes. Perfect. Oh. If I come here. You know what? Shoot. No. No. Break the plug. We can do it that way, because I can reach from up above. Sorry, I'm just debating on which side I want that pipe plug on. Not that it even matters, because ultimately, hey, you know what? These are going to be pretty much hidden. But now if we look, these all are a little tileable design where they go, try to insert back into the apiary, and go back down. Also, one note, these apiaries, most bees need sky access. So it's important to make sure that as I'm doing this, I allow sky access for the bees. That's going to end up moving, but for now, well, okay, we'll just do it like this. Boom. Now, where's my axe? There. Now I can come here and build this up. But ultimately, that is the engine part, or the part of there. We put these engines here. Now, if I take, I kind of like the look of logs here, though it looks like it's getting dark, so it's not going to last real long. But if I put logs on this, and then just connect the tops with redstone, take a lever, and ultimately, that's these working. And if we watch, oh, honeycomb's popped out, and it'll go in here. But we've got to go to sleep. So far, I have not yet died in this world, which is always a happy feeling, and I kind of want to keep that going. So I'm not going to do something silly and build at night when there's creepers and stuff that can blow up my build first or kill me second. So I've got to just put a little bit of a building around that functionality that I put in with the apiaries, and we'll be good to go. See you in a bit, guys. Okay, guys, I've got the little bee hut finished up. If you look closely, you would notice that there is now a 7th apiary. As I was building this, I'm like, you know what? I really wanted my on-off switch toggled to the middle, or centered, so that requires an odd number of apiaries, so I put one more of the same thing in. Now, I also wanted to just show you the wiring real quickly. It's super simple back here, guys. Like, this is basic redstone. The lever is on the other side of that torch. Right now, the lever is turned on, so it's powering this block, which means that this torch is off. When that lever turns off, this torch turns on, which powers these this redstone line, which in turn powers all these redstone engines, and they will be pumping items like they like to do. So that's all this is. Yes, I know the building's not great. I'm really not that great of a builder. I'm trying to get a little better, but for now, this will work. I'll just put a couple item frames up for some decoration, and I have an output chest ready that, as you can see, we should be able to accept a lot of honeycomb. Now, if you look here, if I originally had 4 of these set up, so we have the cultivated princesses ready to go in 4. So if I turn this on, these 4 will start fairly quickly. They'll start popping out the things and getting reset. There we can see a new drone went in. Boom. If we look over here, pretty soon this number will start to go up as more pop in. But there are 3 more apiaries now over here that I don't have a princess for. So as you can see, I've got a pristine stock of 3 different types, or 3 other princesses: a forest, another forest, and a meadows. I chose these 3 for 2 reasons. One, the pristine stock. What that means is in forestry there are 2 types of princesses. There are pristine and there are ignoble. Ignoble princesses will eventually just not drop or have a princess come out when they die. A pristine one means they will always have a princess. So pristine are definitely better, and as this is going to run forever, well, not forever, but pretty much continually, having an ignoble or having a pristine princess ensures that this production continues. But how do I turn this forest princess into a princess that we want? It's really quite simple. You see, if I take a whole stack of purebred cultivated drones, like these are purebred, and if I just put that right there, eventually as the generations go, we're going to have a purebred. Once I got a couple purebred cultivated drones, making more pristine or cultivated princesses that are purebred does not take long. It just takes a couple generations. Well, maybe more than a couple, but it takes a few generations, and then we'll have our another pristine princess that is cultivated. So that's all we need to do. And at this point, we are getting some honey. It won't be very fast this way though, because if you look at these apiaries, there's 3 inventory slots here which can use frames. Now I haven't really been using them yet. They can really increase the efficiency, but I haven't bothered to be doing it much. At this point, I'm just kind of going for quantity over quality. No, not the greatest, but they're quality bees. I mean, these are fast production bees. So as you can see, I left Minecraft running for about a day once, and yeah, I mean that in 12 to 20 hours. That's not great, but let's be honest, that's a lot of honeycomb, and that'll keep me going for quite a while. And I can always automate the frames at another time of putting frames in, because they don't last terribly long. Frames lose durability fairly quickly. So, but that is this. We have our we have our 7 pristine cultivated queens, or 7 cultivated queens that are all pristine, producing honey for us. Well, they're not all cultivated yet, but they will be. They will be, so that's what really matters. So we have our automatic honey production going right into here, and we have our fuel stuff going on over here, which, thinking about it, should be about ready. Let's see here. Yep, as you can see, we've got mulch, we've got mycelium, and we have no more wheat in here. But I'll probably let that be for now rather than start another batch because, honestly, I've got a lot more mulch than I need. And we have our peat farm, which if you look, we have our bog earth here, we have our peat here. So if I take my shovel, ooh, this even has fortune. Does that increase the amount of peat? I get 2 peat from it. I think it's just 2. Because if I recall correctly, it was 2 before anyway. So if I just come here, yeah, it's still 2. But that gives us our peat. So we have fuel. Anyway, it's good to... I'll be back, guys. I wonder if it does have to be 2 because none of these outside ones have gone. I don't know. We'll let it go. Keep going for science. And I'll come back and catch you guys later. But for now... This is JustWannaFly, signing off. See you guys.